We have an individual here who is here seeking confirmation to one of the highest judicial offices in the land. I'm asking quite legitimate questions about potential misconduct in office, and the fact that I can't get anything resembling a straight answer in the circumstances that we're in right now, I think is signals a really bad moment for this committee, and I hope we can reconsider.
As top Trump DOJ official Emil Bove hurdles toward a confirmation vote for a lifetime position as a federal appeals court judge, the process has been filled with a whole lot of that, as called out right there dramatically by Senator Sheldon Whitehouse. Non-answers and a possible low point on crucial questions. When asked by senators in written questions whether or not Donald Trump could run for a third term as president, something that's clearly unconstitutional, Bove refused to rule it out. He wouldn't denounce the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol when given the chance to do so. And the evidence mounting against Bove's ability to uphold the rule of law from inside the department doesn't stop there. The Senate Judiciary Committee was handed a trove of documents last week corroborating the whistleblower's allegation that Bove told DOJ lawyers to consider telling the courts, and this is a quote, "F you," and to defy judges' orders. It is the kind of damning and corroborating evidence our next guest says lawyers dream about. Joining our conversation is Democratic Senator Sheldon Whitehouse of Rhode Island. Take me through your degree of alarm about the nominee first, and then we'll deal with the process.
So the nominee is sort of Trump's legal goon squad. And just in case he wasn't enough on the Trump goon squad when he was his personal lawyer, you then saw him come into the Department of Justice, and he was thick in the middle of the slippery deal with Eric Adams, which had to be undone by a judge because it was so improper. And he was deep into the slippery deal with the D.C. U.S. attorney, creating a fake, or at least attempting to create a fake criminal case so they could use the fake criminal case to seize money that was going to climate-related organizations that they wanted to stop after the cow had left the barn. So they had to come up with this fake criminal case. When you are the Department of Justice and you are putting together fake criminal cases in order to help somebody seize money, that is way out of bounds.
What seems to be new is the whistleblower account comes with receipts. And this is someone who defended Trump's immigration policies during Trump 1.0. Bove hasn't clashed with the whistleblower who is any semblance of sort of the deep state phantom that MAGA likes to create. Just talk about all the evidence he provided the committee.
I mean, this is the kind of corroboration of a witness statement that a prosecutor loves to see. It's the kind of corroboration that brings, like, defense counsel in to start talking about a plea. The major points of this guy were that there was complete dysfunction between DHS and DOJ as they tried to figure out how to get around what they were doing being illegal and having to answer in court in front of Judge Boasberg, and that in doing so, it made the line lawyers who were going to have to appear in court so nervous that they were talking about contempt and sanctions, and that they were actually making sidebar comments about this nominee's, Emil Bove's, comment that there may come a point if the judges keep trying to apply the law to us that we just have to tell the courts, F you. That was actually referenced in real time that evening by lawyers who'd been in the room with him. So clearly that had been said in addition to all the rest of it. The other interesting thing is that the thing this guy got fired for is that he truthfully told the judge that a deportation had happened due to an administrative error. And if you look back through his emails, you see how that argument is developed with all of the other lawyers on the chain. It is part of their strategy to confess that error in order to try to, move on past that and make their best honest case. So the fact that he gets fired for that, he had not gone rogue. This was the plan.
Senator, there's an echo in the sound of alarm that you are sounding publicly in the non-phased expression is the best, most generous word I can use to describe Senator Grassley's face, someone who used to care about the character of the judiciary, albeit from a very, very conservative ideological standpoint, but someone who maybe a decade ago might have been moved by corroborating evidence like what you're describing. And I hear an echo to the warning Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson offered about losing our democracy. What are you feeling right now when you see the caliber of people Trump is nominating for the bench and the Republicans' seeming willingness to confirm people like that?
Yeah, well, to the process point, Chairman Grassley opened his remarks by pointing out that we had to respect the deliberative process privilege and attorney-client privilege, other executive privileges with respect to this nominee. In point of fact, Congress has never recognized those as limitations on our oversight. So that was kind of a stunning breach of what has always been Congress's position. It also was an open invitation to the witness to not answer questions. And he was like a mob witness after that. I don't recall. That would be inappropriate for me to answer. I don't recall. His answer to whether or not he had actually said, we're going to have to tell courts, F you, if they continue to interfere with our deportation program, was, I don't recall. Oh, come on.
Yeah, like I might have, I might not have, maybe. It's insane.
And the fact that
really
the
insane.
institution of the Senate Judiciary Committee has gotten to a point where it's no longer expecting witnesses to tell the truth. It's not even expecting them to actually assert the privilege, just hand-waving about how something might be inappropriate to say. There are actually rules for how you assert privileges. And Chairman Grassley didn't even require the assertion, let alone the rules.